Call your sponsor. Call your sponsor. Call your sponsor.
Call you.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call your sponsor. Call your sponsor.
Welcome to Bitch Call Your Sponsor with Misty and Sam.
Hi, Misty.
Hello, Sam. Let's do our primary purpose.
Our primary purpose is for Misty and Sam to grow their friendship
And
maybe help others.
Yay. Okay. So my first one is character interestings, 6 and 7.
Interesting. Tell me more.
So, 6 and 7 talks about our character defects, which I have renamed to character interestings because defects it just sounds so broken, and we're trying to get away from broken and shamed. So, 6 and 7, Lila R., who I love, used to have this amazing tape about 6 and 7, which nobody on earth can find. I've done all the research on this, and there was these two people in Oklahoma that had her tapes, and they looked for it for over a week and they still couldn't find it. So it's off in the ether, and my cassette tape that had it was eaten many, many years ago. But she talked about 6 and 7 in a way that made it feel like 1 and 2 on all my other issues besides drinking. So 6 would be the point of surrender, and 7 would be the point of turning over for things like finances and romances and judging and, gossiping and all these things. And so that's where we start. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns.
I love me some Lila R., and I didn't realize that there once upon a time was a 6 and 7 speaker tape of hers, and someone sent me a link to speaker tapes of hers. So part of me is wishing that it's maybe in there, but who knows? Anyway, if it is, we could link it later. But so 6 and 7, I like the interestings versus the defects. I've also heard defenses, the things that I do, but I don't really know. The interestings resonates. What's my experience? I like this thing of hitting a bottom again on other things outside of alcohol. That's rings very true for me. What I realized this year is because like a Lila R., I have been doing a step a month. She actually inspired me to do that. And what I realized this past year is 6 and 7 are the things that I use: gossip, food, sex, money, justified anger, you name it. Things that I use to avoid what I'm truly feeling.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, 1,000,000%, because we talk about how alcohol was the solution for what we were going through, right? So alcohol has all this damage, and it's jail and DUIs and so on, and consequences, huge consequences. And then we come in the rooms and we get sober and we find these other ways that we cannot feel. And I heard somebody today talk about 6 and 7 or character defects as protectors. And I'm like, yes, that is what they are. They are protectors from me having to feel, because that wasn't really learned. And also that's going to be a scary prospect.
It's very scary. I mean, I don't really know what I'm feeling half the time. I think I do. I have a specific example, but I don't even know.
Yes,
okay,
bring
so
it.
I treated myself to a movie during the daytime. It was 11 a.m. in the morning. And There was a table set up, which wasn't the normal place that I normally get my ticket checked in. It was one of these like indie theaters. And so I went there and the woman couldn't scan my phone. It kept saying invalid ticket. I clearly purchased a ticket. I had the receipt on my phone and everything, and she couldn't get it to work. And then after like 3 to 5 minutes, where I literally in my brain was like, "Ugh, I really want to just watch the opening credits and all the previews." I walked in the other door, and there where the computer was, I didn't realize, I thought there was a security guard, but it wasn't a security guard. It was the actual person scanning tickets. So she scanned my ticket, and I was incensed. I was just incensed because I was like, what is going on here? Like, I just spent 3 to 5 minutes with this other woman trying to scan my quote unquote invalid ticket. And here you are scanning my ticket. And this woman didn't know who the other woman was. And I was like, am I getting punked? This is insane. So it was off to the races. I went downstairs. There was another concession stand. And I had, my latte and my, chocolate banana, gluten-free banana bread. And I was like waving my hands and I said, I don't know what's going on. She's like, enjoy your movie. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. I was just upstairs and I holding that the manager came out of a back office because she had heard me.
I love
She said, what is going on? And I said, I don't know what kind of establishment you're running here. But there's like 2 check-in tables and I'm really confused and I'm not happy right now. So that was how my theater experience start right before I got in, So yeah, help me unpack this, will you?
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And this is why I like to call them character interestings, because it's interesting. Like, there's no better story than what you just told. There's nothing more relatable to people than, having this type of thing going on. And for me, I want to have the same reaction you want to have, where there's other people who have our same stuff that want to go, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know the right place to go to. Right? So it's either an outward expression or an inward beating self up. That happens for people in recovery. And, the outward expression does have its benefits, that it's outward and it's not damaging my internal organs. And, the inward has its benefits where it's not losing jobs or, what I mean, having these outward effects. So I just love what you shared. And this is 6 and 7, which is... the first thing is, I heard this one this week, which is Maya Angelou used to say, thank you, immediately. Thank you. And what you're reminding me of is, a while back, I was after a women's meeting, we're gossiping about one of the women who is seeing a guy that nobody approves of. He's not great for her. She can't stop seeing him. And one woman says, he's talking about other women and how they look. And this is all of her stuff. And he's just the worst for her. And I thought, well, somewhere angels are on high going, he's the best for her. Because we're here to heal. And you're not going to heal if someone doesn't bring up your exact stuff. So if I can immediately say, thank you, we are halfway there.
I'm so happy we're talking about this because I do love that Maya Angelou, the thank you to everything going back to 1 and 2, 2 is we decide God is everything or God is nothing. What was our choice to be?
Right.
And right aligned with what you're saying is, yes, these things are there and I can heal. And so, and I love this inward outward. I've not heard this from you before.
It's new.
Oh, wow. Because thanks so much for sharing, because this is it. My mind's been blown. Yes, totally. I totally see that. I was reading 4 with someone and that's it, right? The overly depressive or the what, nothing's wrong with you. Everything's fine. It's everyone else's fault,
Top of the heap, bottom of the heap.
Yes. So what has helped me with 6 and 7, and I'm so glad we're talking about this because what's helped me with 6 and 7 is how 7 ends. Fear, right? It ends in the fear. And we here in the rooms not getting what I want, losing what we have, which is not what the book says. It's not what the book says. And me being the rule follower, always shares when I share about 6 and 7 that the book says demand or possess. Those are the words we use. They use.
Tell me more. I need
Okay, so
broken down
so that I don't get something that I already possess or lose something that I demand. Demand and possess for me are a lot stronger words than want or lose. Right. Demand, our incessant demands upon others, right? So it's what am I demanding? I'm demanding things on my terms, in my time, the way it needs to look, how they need to do it, everything about it, And like, what was my fear in the moment? My fear was that I wasn't going to be comfortable, right? Like, to go back in 6 and 7, the words they use is, we choose comfort over character. I want to be comfortable.
Yes. Love.
I'm not looking for character building. That's not why I signed up. But then I remember, hey, I didn't even sign up here for this thing. I was in pain. I was in a lot of effing pain,
Right. And now we're doing these things to not feel pain. When in actuality, pain is our tumbler where the glitter gets to happen. So we're avoiding the void and we're doing all these character interesting so that we don't feel it, when really that's where, we get to have the magic happen, and whatever we resist persists. So if there's like a little gentle knocking at the door, like, hey, it's time for your software update. And we're like, meh, we're good. We're going to keep going. And then it's like, knock, knock. Hey, like, it's time for the software update with you and your higher power or higher self or whatever. And we're like, meh, we're good. Next thing you know, we're in a movie theater going, I want to speak to the manager.
It's literally so comical because if we rewind the situation, like similar to we rewind the Miss Whiskey and Milk, how that dude
right.
came up with the whiskey and milk, right? Like I walk there to it's like a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, I was able to purchase my ticket on their app, which is kind of a little bit, antiquated, if you ask me. It's an independent movie theater. I forget, I don't bring cards with me, credit cards. So in order to buy something from the concession, I went to the bank. I said, oh, that's fine. I could walk. Where is it? It was literally a 5-minute walk away. I was like, oh, I can do this. It's fine. And then up until, tipping the concession and then walking to the wrong table, everything, not a cloud on the horizon,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I had one this week as well, which is why it's just what I talked about, which is it's my thing, right? It's my thing. So the day before my son's birthday, I look at my account and it's negative $1,400. Wait, what? Like, I'm very good about this stuff. We don't even have negatives anymore in the last 10 years, in the last decade, much less negative $1,400. Okay. And I hide all of my finances away that are 5 to 7 days to withdraw so that, because I know myself, right? So I just hide it. And if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. So anything I can do to cover this $1,400 is 5 to 7 days away. And I'm like, what is going on? And I call, and Chase has made a mistake. And Bank of America is who I bank with. And so I'm calling Chase and I'm calling Bank of America, and we're going back and forth between the two. And I'm crying and I'm drama and it's toxic. And I have a split moment, a fork in the road, where I see you can, like, you have the choice right now to not keep going down this road of victimization and bawling, and they're doing this to you. And you can fetch yourself up sharply and you can say, thank you right now. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. But the progress was, I saw it. I was like, there you are. There you are.
Your sponsor.
Call you
Call
sponsor.
your
Call you
sponsor.
sponsor. Call you.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call your sponsor. Call your.
New episode tomorrow. Send us an email bcysponsor@gmail.com.